I'm not even prepared. This is so unprofessional of me not to be prepared. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, where is it? Is it here? Is it there? Is it anywhere? There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Right there. Bam. Now what? What's going on, everybody? Meatball here. Rocky Stucci broadcasting at the Meatball Studios right here. What up, Debbie? What's going on, girl? I just pulling something up. I wasn't as prepared as I wanted to be. What? You're not allowed to run this? What? Oh, okay. All right. Hey, just really quick. It's super bright here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's super bright. All right. So Debbie is on. What up, Toby? What up? What up, my girl? Audrey. I'm freezing? Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. 1 second. You're freezing? Or I'm freezing? Who's freezing? What up, Josh? Is everyone staying safe in the ice storm? So I got a hard time with that, brother. Toby, it's bright, but looks good. Am I bright? Am I? Maybe because I got some angelic shit going on, girl. What? I'm going to have to look into that. Something going on with my shit. No, it's weird. And that's something that I'm still working on adjusting to is this weather stuff. Here, let me go back a little bit. How about if I just kind of act like I'm just chilling out just a little bit? I'm not used to it yet. We got a little ice, a little bit of rain. It's cold as shit. I'm not going to lie. Wait, where's Deb at? I want to see. She says, your set looks great. Oh, you're free. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Because so am I. I've only been here a year. Literally it was my year anniversary about 2 weeks ago. And the light is coming across your right. Yeah, because I got one right up here. And then I got my other one right here. And if I went like this, and then I'm like, what's up, bitches? I probably can turn that shit down. Just hold on a second now. Hold on, don't judge me. Look at that. Live production right here in the studio. Boom. How's that? Oh, yeah. There we go. What up, Sarah? Wow, I just got super dark there. Now I'm really too dark. But it's okay. I just went tanning real quick. No, I'm just really quick. I am not good at this yet because I don't understand when I'm looking at situations down in Texas. And I got to remember, up north is up north, right? It's not Texas. I came to Texas for the warmth. But it still is kind of weird when I see people freak out because we get a little bit of ice and rain. And then I drove. And it was dumb. It was dumb. It was slippery, and there's accidents all over the place. So that's probably one of the reasons why I'm here. For all you beautiful people, just to let you know. Now, am I too dark now? See, I wasn't prepared. I just kicked this stuff right in. Yeah, so no show tonight. Just want to let everybody know. I talked to Phillips. He has a lot on his dinner plate. It was warm enough to snow yesterday here in Bemidji. What up, Chris? Bemidji. I'm trying to remember. That's way up north there, Chris, right? That's up north in Minnesota Central, if I remember correctly. I can't remember correctly. But yeah, man, it gets cold up there. Hey, Mary, what's going on? Kenny, what's happening, brother? Oh, what is that? I'm looking. Better not be no Dominic Izzo shit. Let me see. Let's see. No, you didn't. I don't see nothing. Oh, that's all right. She literally just sent me oh, look at that with the green screen. That is cool. Look at that. The green screen's making my phone look clear. That's awesome. Boom. Yeah, people are freaking out. What? Yes, it is. What? All right, cool. Yeah, man, it's weird. It was slick out today. I'm not gonna lie. What are you supposed to do? It don't matter if you're from Alaska, the North Pole, if you're from Minnesota, if you're from Texas. It don't matter. Ice is ice, and it sucks. And that's kind of what we got. We got some ice shit going on. So I just, we just decided it would be best. I came home from work early today. I had to work from home, and then it's supposed to actually start getting worse. So Debbie, buckle up, girl. Because shit's coming your way. It's coming your way. I think you're south of me, right, Deb? But, Yeah, it's cold, but the weird thing is, this is the weird thing. My allergies, they're super, super confused. And did I see? Oh, what up, Brianna? What's going on with cannoli? Give me an update. What up, Steph? Yeah, ice is dumb. You just can't drive on ice. That's a fact, Steph. But what was I saying? I seen. Oh yeah, cannoli doing okay. I didn't message him yet today. I was going to message him earlier, and stupid things come up. So yeah, cannoli. He went in yesterday, and I guess he had another ticker attack on the way from the New Richmond Hospital where he was at to Regions. And so, man, I worry about the freaking guy. I do. I worry about him. I love him, and I want him to be healthy. I want him to be good. I want him to watch his babies grow up and graduate. He's a good brother of mine. Got a lot of history with that guy. A lot of cool stories, a lot of fun stories, and he gets my twisted ass personality. You know what I mean? He kind of feels my shit. That's all I'm saying. He kind of feels me. So, I'm kind of disappointed too. Not so much with the cannoli, but I'm just kind of disappointed because I haven't gotten any emails from people lately talking about how vile and gross and disgusting I am. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to work on that. I promise you, I will work on that. I will make improvements in my shit and make it all come together there. So, yeah, man. Hey, Emilio, bro. It's so weird. Emilio, I want you to see this. You probably recognize this because you've used this before, this exact same one. And Emilio, listen, do you remember when you came to my house in Hudson, Wisconsin? And this might have been after you were with me at the Fernhill house, and we're sitting in my living room. And I told you all the story about Devin. Everybody knows the story about Devin. Well, when Emilio came over to my house, because I used to do the spirit box stuff in my house all the time, we had to stop doing it for obvious reasons, but it was Emilio and myself, and we're sitting there in the living room, and what up, Dougie? And I love this microphone because when I get louder, it pulls the pitch of my voice down. Plus, I also got my DBX, but, it's all good. See? What? Sorry. ADHD. But when I was sitting there with Emilio, I heard the name Devin come through. I freaking got the audio too. This is even crazier. I might be able to pull it up right now and play it for you guys. But and so I heard Devin, and I was just like, holy shit. I couldn't believe it. I mean, like, boom, there he was. And so I asked the question. I said, Devin, how old were you, when you died? And I'm opening the folder right now. Let me see. I think I marked it Emilio, didn't I? Let me see. Weird. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it good or not. But I was asking the question of how old he was when he died. Now, it's been a long time since I listened to this. I'm going to play it. Let's see if we get it. Let me make sure my mix minus is turned up. I'll play this for you guys right now because I don't care. Right? Let me see.
Can you tell me how old Devin was when he was shot?
All right. Did you hear that? I'm going to play it again. Right after I say, can you tell me how old Devin was? What up, Paula? Man, where the F have you been? I know where you been. Your boy's been whooping some ass on that wrestling floor. Man, I love seeing those pictures. What up, Becker? I'm going to do it again. Listen right after I ask the question. And then I think I have it looped a couple times, and I'm just going to play the whole thing through. It's a totality of 9 seconds. I just used a big word kind of, didn't I? You guys proud of me? Here we go.
Can you tell me how old Devin was when he was shot?
Now slow down.
8.
That was Emilio. I am Gumpy Stack on the YouTube. If you didn't know, well, yeah, when I saw the stack part, I kind of put 2 and 2 together. Paula says, okay, Emilio, stop trying to out-heart me. Man, girl, Paula, I miss you. Get your ass down here. Come and visit us. Hey, Emilio. He has been investigating with you for years. All right. So he had a 500-pound nurse crushing his pelt. What kind of conversation am I missing over there? It sounds like my kind of shit. So I asked the question, and again, we weren't trying to talk with him. He just came through. And I says, can you tell me how old Emilio was when he died? And you heard how quick right after the question, and it was 8. 8 years old. That's how old he was when he died. But let me see. Again, none of these are really cleaned up. Now, I asked a question. Actually, I'll play it first and then I'll explain it. And I wasn't meant to do this. So, welcome to ADHD of Talk Radio. All right, so I'm going to play this one, and then I'll come back. I just have the answer on there, so I can't remember how I asked the question.
Did somebody just tell me that Devin got shot? Is that how you're trying to validate that either you're here or he's here?
All right, so you got to listen closer there. I was waiting to hear it because it's been a while since I listened to it. And I think I actually slowed it down a little bit in the next two or three because I always try to slow it down a little bit so you can actually hear the words. But I was talking about Devin because he was shot. And then you actually hear. Can you guys hear that actually? Can you hear what I'm playing that? Is it going through my board and coming out your guys' end? Let me make sure my volume's up and everything's up loud enough. Give me a little help on that open volume mixer. All right, it looks like everything's up. You guys hear that okay when I play it? Scotty's incision was bleeding. They were trying to stop. What? No shit. All right, Deb. Thank you, Debbie. So you can hear it okay. All right. I'm going to play it again. I'm going to start over, and I'm going to let the whole thing play out. It's a total of 17 seconds. So just listen.
Did somebody just tell me that Devin got shot? Is that how you're trying to validate that either you're here or he's here?
Was shot. Was shot. And that was the weirdest thing. And Emilio, what up, Joe? Emilio, I think, brother, if I remember correctly, when we were there, I'm going to do something real quick. I had to focus my camera a little bit. It's still a little out of focus, and I don't even care. But I think, didn't some of your family or something come through, or your aunt or somebody referenced somebody in your family, I think, this was all in my living room. And then I have one more. Again, I just have what I think I hear. Sounds okay here, Thomas says, but I have a lot of noise on my 10. Well, go get rid of your 10, bro. Come on. We got shit to do. So I'm going to play this one again. I got to hear it, and then I'll know more about it.
Devin, little buddy.
Shot him. So that was shot him. So Paula says, oh, hell no. Scary as hell. Paula, I don't know if you listened to the recap we did because, I don't see you in the chat room no more. I mean, I am your brother and shit, and you're supposed to miss me. And every once in a while, I'll pop in these chat rooms so we can say hello to one another and talk some shit. No, Paula, man, I'm going to tell you something. And everybody heard me talk about this. We've heard Ron talk about it. We talked about it quite a few times. When we're at the Haunted Hill House, dude, I'm telling you, I wouldn't go upstairs by myself. I just would not go upstairs by myself. I talk a lot of shit, and I'm okay with that, right? But I wasn't doing it. She says, I miss you, big bro. Deb says, I heard that. So Amelia says, honestly, Rocky has shown me stuff that blew my mind. I have heard my name said. The crazy part is the answers are intelligent. Yep, and that's a cool thing. It took me a long time to get the spirit box thing down. Every time I've tried to do it with Ryan, it just doesn't seem to. I don't know. I think, I don't know. It's weird. But I could never be convinced one thing, the illegitimacy of it. I can support the fact that people are skeptical because I was skeptical for a long time. What up, Linda? Linda, I am literally getting ready to do another order. Somebody saw the tumbler I did for you, for Trisket. And somebody from Washington State, Spokane, Washington, got a hold of me. And they sent me a bunch of pictures, and they want me to do the exact same thing for their puppy up in Spokane, Washington. So, love it, girl. Appreciate it. Everything you got to be skeptical, but the thing is that Emilio's heard it because Emilio, you've been there a couple times, right, brother? You've been there a couple times, I believe. I know the one time for sure was one of the very first times I've been there. I think it was like the third time when you came with me, and we were getting a shit ton down in the basement. The basement was super creepy, but and then we had another guy there. His name was Eric. I know his last name. It's literally, I've known the dude for years. Um, it was funny because Eric came up to me that night when we are in the Fernhill, and he straight up, he just came out to me and he goes, Rock, he goes, I've been doing this for many, many years. And he looked at me and said, I do not want to be left alone in this house. I mean, that's what that house was. Um, yeah, it was a pretty wild place. And it's weird because, I told you guys before on other shows, um, if I heard my name, I would pass right out. I got that. I'm going to say a word. I'm going to say a word. It's going to be offensive to, one or two of you. Maybe this will be get my email because, like I said, I haven't gotten an email. Somebody tell me how vile I was lately, and I'm disappointed about that. Um, but I got, when I think you guys remember, when I was talking about that lady who believed that she was being molested while she was sleeping, and this was in Hudson, Wisconsin. And I went into her house and she had all this biblical artifacts all over the place. Um, I was getting called, and it was saying my name. It would be like, Rocky, and it would be like, fuck you. I'd be like, okay. How do you mean by that? What are you gonna do? So, no. So when you hear something in a tone like that, or the same voice came through probably about 20 minutes after that. Yeah. Oh, so Emilio. Yep. I'll get to that 1 second. And then I got the one where it goes, asshole, run. And I was like, shit, I'm out, bitches. No, I'm just kidding. So when you hear your name or Rocky, I'll kill you. It doesn't happen all the time where your name is, inputted into the EVP, but when it does, it changes you. It really, really does. Audrey heard it when she came from when she went to the Renaissance event with me. They clearly said her name. And I'm kind of wondering if it was one of her alien spirits anyways. But yeah, no, when Emilio was downstairs, I had this in my hand, and I think we had a microphone hooked up to it and all that shit. And I was back against the wall where the people used to paint, and the paintbrushes used to get yanked out of their hands and fly across the basement. This was a very rational family. So when you hear a rational family that has a lot of logic in their explanation, and they're actually very uncomfortable talking about it, that actually gives me a lot of legitimacy to the conversation. But Amelia was downstairs. The weird part is, though, the intelligence of this location was nothing I've ever seen before. And because when I first started going to this home, and you hear the story of the house, and it was owned by one family before this family got it, and the mother always absolutely 100% refused to sell that house. That was her life. They did a lot of good things, and this was before Minneapolis was big. It was way back in the day, and it used to be on a cemetery. The cemetery was moved. They never found all the bodies when they moved the cemetery, because back in those days, they didn't mark the graves. They were doing construction next door, found a whole bunch of bones. They got a big pile of bones, made a big hole, poured all the bones into the hole, covered it up, and then put the people's garage right there on top of it. So literally, that garage is a headstone for about 300 bodies. It's the weirdest thing. The city just did that. It's a real thing. And she showed me everything that came from the Historical Society about this location. And I remember she was trying to think of one of the daughters' names from the original house, because there was a few daughters. And when we were interviewing, we were recording. And when we were recording, we were asking the questions, and I had a couple other friends with me at the time. And the owner at the time was sitting there. She was trying to remember the name of one of the daughters. And then all of a sudden, because I had this, and this is the reason I like the Tascam, is because you can hook your headphones up and you can actually hear real time. You actually hear what you're recording in real time. And all of a sudden, it was like somebody was right next to me, like so close to me that you could feel the breath on your neck. And I heard Beth. And I heard the whisper of Beth, 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 in my ear. And I'm literally getting chills right now. It's really weird. And so I stopped the conversation and I go, does Beth ring a bell at all? I didn't tell him that I heard it. I just said it. I just said, does Beth ring a bell at all? And all of a sudden, the homeowner, she looks at me and her face was just completely solid dropped. And she's like, it's Elizabeth. That is who I'm trying to think of. And so when you go upstairs in the kitchen, and this is where we saw the poltergeist. This is where we saw the kitchen cupboard open up halfway and then slam shut. And that literally takes like 33% of your soul. I'm not even lying. It really does. I'm not even trying to be funny on that. And she was trying to find a picture of Elizabeth. And Elizabeth talked to me all the time. I got an EVP from Elizabeth one time. She goes, Rocky, please stay. Just like that. And I questioned that now. I questioned, was that really her? Was that something that was just trying to creep me there? Because I was super, infatuated with that location. But we get upstairs to the kitchen while we're still interviewing the homeowner, and she had a big photo album. You guys remember the photo albums? They don't have those anymore. We have clouds now, but back in those days, we have photo albums. But in this photo album was an entire history of the family, their significance to the area. They had a whole bunch of stuff in there about the house, the newspaper articles about the bones being found. So, I mean, everything she told me was validated. Every single thing was validated. And she was trying to figure out, and she was trying to describe Elizabeth. So when we get upstairs to the kitchen, the big photo album, and it was super thick, was sitting on the counter, and she went and she opened it, and she just flopped it open. Just grabbed it right in the middle and just kind of flopped it open. And it turned right to the only picture of Elizabeth that was in that book. I mean, coincidence? Absolutely could be. But I don't think it was. I just don't think it was. So, yeah, man, really super interesting place. Place kind of damaged me. I got infatuated with the place, dangerously infatuated with the place. But, I always tell the story of the Big Bang. But one thing I don't tell a lot of people is the backstory. It is so amazing because, like I said, the original lady that owned the house 100% refused. 100% refused to sell this location. And then she met, so now when I say the owner of the house, she met the owner's mother because the owner of the house at this time was just a little girl. And the original owner met her mother and fell in love with her right away. And she looked at her and she goes, you are the one that's supposed to have my house. Out of all the offers that she's gotten over all the years, money from the city that they wanted to tear that down and turn that into a business area. And they signed the contract, bought the house, and the day that they purchased the house, the original owner died. Like there was something universal going on. Like her whole life, she was waiting to meet this lady because this lady was next in line for that house. And the day they signed the contract of sale, the original owner died. And the owner now said that since she was a child, they've had these hauntings. They've had footsteps walk right up to their bed almost every single night. And the way they looked at it, I think maybe to keep their sanity, was they truly believed that there was an entity there that would come in and check on them every single night, like it was the dad from the other family, or that's what they believed. You can't validate it, you can't prove it, but they believed that that's what it was. I'm literally getting goosebumps on my freaking legs right now. Seriously, I'm not like they're here. It's really weird. I should have brought my spirit box up here with me. But it's I don't know, man. I just don't know how to explain it when you have something like that, when you have a location like that. And maybe that's why you get addicted to it, is because that the chances are I'll probably go the rest of my life and never ever run into something that intelligent and that active again. And it's so weird because there was a lot of voices that I originally got that I didn't recognize. Of like younger, I got one. I was there by myself like an effing idiot. I'm not gonna lie, right? And I was just walking around with the camera. I went upstairs. And it was weird because if you do believe in portals and you do believe that there could be like something, because we always ask why specific locations, right? If you believe that there could be like a portal in the house, if that was a legitimate thing, then I believe that would have been in one of the closets upstairs in the bedroom, because you can see with your own eyes these little balls of light, like neon color, green and blue. And these different, you would see them go in and out of that closet. And I got one on film. And it was coming into the room. I was sitting upstairs. It was about 2 a.m. And I was sitting upstairs on the floor. The house was empty. There's nothing in the house. And I was sitting upstairs on the floor by myself. And I had my night vision camera. And I was back up against the wall, always up against the wall. I need to know there's nothing behind me except a solid wall. I don't like doors behind me, even with the lights on. And I panned over to the door to the bedroom from the hallway, and this big ass, like Ghostbuster style green light ball came floating in about 3-4 feet off the ground and was going towards the closet. And I saw it on my camera and I was following it. And I said, I see you. And it stopped. The second I said, I see you, it stopped. And then it just went back to the door and around the corner in incredible speed. It was moving. I said, I see you. It stopped and then flew up back out the door. Could have been dust. You know, there's always going to be that possibility of that's dust. But this is why I don't ever even entertain when people talk about orbs or light anomalies or whatever you want to call it. You know, people try to use fancier words, whatever. There's another thing that I just, you can't sell me that it's not real. You can sell me that dust and pollen and bugs and lint and cobwebs. I absolutely know that. You know, I mean, I wouldn't have such a staunch claim on something saying it's real unless I dissected the shit out of it to prove myself, you know, the legitimacy or no legitimacy of what I'm talking about. And so when you see things like that, you're just like, damn, you know. And then I got another one here, you know, screw it. There's no show tonight, so you know what, might as well just show you guys a couple things here. I'm going to go to my videos. I got a video. I think I could do a screen share with this software. This was another location where it was super intelligent. Where does it say videos? Right here. Let me see here. I think it's this one. Which one do I want to do? There's two of them here. And then I also have another video that I could show you of orb, a light. Okay, well, however you want to call it. To some of you, I had a speck of dust. We were sitting downstairs. This was in Osceola. And in Osceola, it was another house that I kind of became addicted to because of the intelligence of it. But this ball of light, literally, I had my big spirit box at the time, my SB11. It was bigger than this. And you actually saw the light go into the box or just right over the box. And then it squiggled. It did this weird squiggly thing and then flew up and flew over my buddy Terry's shoulder into the other room and out the other door. And the second it did it, it said, I'm dead. The second it went down by the spirit box, started squiggling, a perfectly clear voice comes through and says, I'm dead. It flew up, went over my buddy's shoulder. Now, if that's dust, cool. Okay. You know, maybe it could have been two separate things. Maybe it could have been a piece of dust that just kind of got caught up and some breeze caught it and someone shit their pants and caught some wind and took off that way, right? At the same time, we got a Class A hit. I want you to listen. I might have played this for some of you before, but I'm going to play this. This is my buddy Terry. Terry has a house in Menominee, Wisconsin. Him and his wife, Tammy, love him to death. Amazing friends of mine. Tammy, his wife, I trained with her at the same time when I was becoming a Theta healer. And they bought 3 1,800, not log cabins, they're pioneer homes. 3 1800s pioneer homes, log cabins to us. And these were up in Minnesota or up in Canada. And I'm bringing it up right now. Rocky, I'm going to share 2 videos with you. Give me 5 seconds. Green dust. Yeah, that's right. Green dust. Glowing green dust. I saw a full-blown white soccer ball size float in a room once. It's real. You know it. I know, Kenny. Dude, I know it. Debbie, what did you say? In Poltergeist, there was a portal in the cloud. That's right. Go into the light. Go into the light. That was dumb. All right. Don't get stupid. All right. See, I forgot my train of thought. I was talking about the ball of light and then Terry in the basement. And I can't remember what the hell I was just talking about. Turquoise. You know, and I've looked that up too. I've looked up to where, you know, what are the meanings, right? But, you know, here's the thing. And this is where I become a dick. Because what does anybody, right? Like these authors that are writing these books on, you know, orb color meanings. And nothing really seems to be consistent in all these different places you go look. So it's just another person who just kind of grabs onto something and just kind of runs with it and comes up with their thing. Maybe they're seeing it somehow, you know, psychically or whatever, and they have this information that's really good information. But I don't know. See, I don't go down that road and believe it. I just say this is what she thinks and that's what she thinks. And so now I got three people. This one here thinks orange means you're horny. This one here means orange means you're afraid. And this one here means orange means new change in life. Okay. So you're scared shitless because you're horny and you got this change in life coming up and you just don't know what the hell to do, you know? And that's kind of how I put it together. All right, I'm going to do a screen share. I'm going to show you this video. Now, you're going to see the video, but I actually need you to listen because we are in the basement, in the boiler room, right next to the boiler room. This is where I got this gentleman here. I call him a gentleman because I know who he is now. This is where he seemed to be a lot, or maybe the energy structure was different because right next to the room I'm at was the boiler room, and maybe there was something there. But again, you got to understand that this was a mansion, and in the back on their property was this old building from the 1800s, and they used to bottle water there. They had a spring, a natural spring there, and I used to go down there all the time. The building still stands, and they still have all the stuff in there. They just leave it. It's getting weather rotted. They have invoices from the 1800s handwritten, and you look at it, and then you touch it with your hands, and they got recipes on how to make flavored waters, and they just kind of let it go. And it's like, that's a museum to me, right? And then there was a tree there. The tree was planted sideways because before this mansion was built and this building was built for the business, that was what they called healing water. And Native Americans, they'll plant a tree sideways, and that's how they identified right where that spring is at. It was the coolest freaking thing. It was like you felt this different energy. And maybe that is why when I went down to this area in this home, that you actually picked up this guy's voice all the time. But there again, we'd go upstairs. You'd go up in one of the bedrooms, and there'd be some angry piece of shit that women hated being in this room. So, you know, do they claim rooms? You know what I'm saying? They're like, that's my room. So listen, I'm going to show you the video, but just listen. And you're going to hear me. I actually see a ball of light, and I had the video of that too, and I can show you guys. I see a ball of light on Terry's facing me, but it'll be on his left side. And the ball of light goes behind Terry because, you know, if it was dust, it would float in front of Terry. I'm going to pull it up. Just hold on. You'll see the dust float in front of Terry, but this didn't. You actually saw it come in from camera right, and you see that go behind Terry into the boiler room. And I saw it. I saw it through my camera. And so I asked the question, is there anybody standing over there by Terry? So I am going to do a screen share, and I'm going to pick this up right here. Share it. I am sharing it. All right, so there's my brother Terry. That's my guy. That's my dude. Badass dude. And by the way, the three homes that they bought, the Pioneer homes that they bought up in Canada, they brought those homes down to Menominee, Wisconsin, which is a very prominent historical native land. They put the three Pioneer homes together, and besides like the TV and the refrigerator and the stove and the washer and dryer and the pool table, their entire house is nothing but Native American or ancient collectible stuff, real stuff. And it is power freaking packed. And it's in the middle of the woods, in the deep woods. And so you go outside and you think there's some Bigfoot shit going on. You know what I mean? Even if there's not no Bigfoot shit going on, there's some Bigfoot shit going on because of this. All right, so I'm going to play it. Listen now. Listen closely. Here we go. Let me make sure my volume's all the way up. Yes, it is. Here we go. Is somebody standing over there by Terry? Grandpa? I was going to try to stop it before I repeated what I heard. All right, so now that you heard it, I'm gonna play it one more time, and you guys tell me if you. I'm not trying to tell you what it is. I want to see if you could have figured out what it is. What did I say? Who did somebody say? All good stuff. Watch them when you get time. Sent you two crazy videos. Okay, I'll check them out here in just 1 second, brother. Somebody go down really quick on the chat there. Hey, Audrey, you're supposed to call Doc after the show. Now I'm getting my curiosity spiked. Magic, potions. That's badass. I'm cool with that. TMI. Hi, Doc. Okay, she said she'll call you right after, brother. All right, so I'm going to play it again and listen closely. Right here. Is somebody standing over there by Terry? Okay, I'm just going to bring it back to there. That's raw audio. That's right from the video. I don't know if you guys heard it. I heard it too beforehand. Emilian said, so am I hearing something different? If you guys could hear that, I don't know how well you could hear it if you're wearing headphones. Um, did you hear what I thought I heard, Grandpa? Yes? No? Maybe. So, don't know? All right, cool. Now, the reason I know who this guy is, and I know who this young lady is, and I didn't know before this, because this same night, what we did was we went upstairs and we started investigating the upstairs. So we were 2 floors up. And I wanted to keep a recorder downstairs in the basement. And I wanted to, that's right, Emilio. Yep, Deb heard it. Deborah heard it. What up, Deborah? So we left the recorder playing downstairs. Actually, no. So we left. We left the location. We went out and back and we went to the old building to investigate that. So the house was completely empty. That's right. So when we came back, and I don't know for sure where the audio is. I will find it because you have to hear it. You actually picked up communication. You heard Grandpa, right? And you heard that exact same young girl. You heard both of them, and they were talking to each other. Now, you can have the argument that, was probably like imprinted, something that maybe was recorded in time. That could be an absolute possibility. I'm not even going to lie about that. But you actually hear the butler call Angelina, just like that. Her name was Angelina. And you hear her respond to her grandpa. And then you hear, like, the second part there that I'm explaining now was very hard to understand what they were saying, but you heard them going back and forth, which was absolutely crazy to me. The part that you heard was, Grandpa, Angelina. You heard him say it like that. So when I got together with the homeowners and I asked them about that, they didn't know the name of the little girl, but they knew there was a little girl because the little girl had parents that died. And I don't know if they're people that worked for this water. I don't know what the relation was with this location. But she knew enough to know that. And the butler of the home raised this young girl. So she called him Grandpa. So obviously, probably either blood or he took her on as a grandpa figure, whatever. And it was cool to hear them talk. It was cool to hear them have this conversation. And then to actually be able to have some kind of validation that, yes, there was a girl that lived there. And that girl was raised by an grandpa or the butler. They called him the butler. And they didn't know a lot about the butler. They just knew he was there. So, I know when we have fun and I know when we talk about these things and when we try to bring you guys along for some of our investigations that we do. And we're working with 2 people right now for some live show events that are sporadically throughout the country. When Rob brought that up the other day, that's kind of one of the things we're going to be going around and doing a bunch of live broadcasts at a bunch of different places. And if you guys are a shower and you're coming on Odyssey or whatever it is, and you guys want to do broadcasting and reporting, we can work with you on that too. Look at that. That's the drop. But we always had to incorporate the spook factor, right? Because whether it be a video stream or whether it be radio, there's still a theatrical component to what we do. And so if I'm going to make an attempt to bring anybody along with me to a location, it's obviously going to have to be a location that has some kind of a mind stimulation. And so, but it doesn't always have to be like that. And then sometimes I feel bad and sometimes I feel guilty because I feel like I'm giving a misrepresentation of what the field really is. Because what sells on TV? The scary shit. What sells in books? The scary shit. The demons. The demons are coming for you. Oh, I hate that word. So there are these things. There are these experiences. I've done things with other families to where they had communication. It happened to Lisa. And it kind of, and maybe I'm just hearing things sometimes in situations that I want to hear. I get that. I understand that. But I believe wholeheartedly from more of an intellectual level, that I am dissecting it correctly and understanding what I'm hearing. And when you hear a voice come through and identify somebody by their name, and then you hear an "I love you" or something in that aspect, and you actually witness, it's the weirdest shit. It's the weirdest shit, but you actually witness a healing event. You actually witness a healing event because the person that was sitting physically in the room with me was upset because they probably, you know, we take shit for granted. We take people for granted. We don't do it intentionally. You know, it's family and friends we see all the time. You just, sometimes you forget how much they truly mean to you because we get caught up in stupid. And I'm sick of stupid. I ain't got time for stupid. And when you experience that, but you don't ever share it, you know why you don't share it on radio or on streams is because there's only a small percentage of people that will find the empathetic emotion with that, right? Or you'll find the person that lost somebody that they absolutely loved but got caught up in stupid and it fucked up their relationship somehow. And so they went 2 or 3 years without talking, even though deep down in their heart, they super loved each other and they got in a fight over something that was probably worth $40 or $50, or, you know, somebody said something stupid when they were drinking and they got super mad because, you know, feelings. And you see that every day. You see it on social media. You see it everywhere. And so, and I say it, you go to a graveyard, you go to a cemetery, wherever. And you know, you just walk around that cemetery and you look at every single tombstone that is within your sight. And you ask yourself the question, how many people have been buried in this son of a bitch, you know, that died with nothing but regret in their soul? You know, how many people buried somebody that they loved that just wish they had the opportunity still to this freaking day to say, I love you, so no matter what. So you know that in your heart, your soul, and your mind that I love you. They don't, because we get caught up in stupid. We get caught up in social media. We get caught up in the world. We get caught up in life. We get caught up in dumb shit. And that's what happens. And, you know, you think about all the people in the ground and think of the goals, you know, think of their ideas that they had. Think of the struggles. Think of the love stories, right? Think of the beginnings and the mids and the, you know, it breaks my heart when you know, you do research on like Alzheimer's, or you do research on, you know, the medical field and people in nursing homes. And it breaks my heart thinking about it. And I really don't want to go to a nursing home when I get to that age, but I also don't want to be a burden to my family. But you have somebody who had this beautiful youth, or they had a youth, and they have really cool stories of when they were kids, growing up, the schools, and they can bring it to their school and the playgrounds. You guys saw it with my dad when we were on the east side of St. Paul, going around, and just that emotion is there. And you walk around these neighborhoods, these old neighborhoods, inner city shit, and you're walking around, or you know, you go to ghost towns, or you go to Europe and you walk into places like the Colosseum and go to Greece and go all these ancient sites that have been standing for 2, 3, 4,000 years. And just think of the energy that is imprinted there with every single possible emotion that exists to us. It's there somewhere. It's in that mix. And then they grow up. They become young adults. They meet the love of their life. They get married. They have kids, and they do all the kids stuff. And this life, the holidays and work and everything that this life has to offer, right? I know we focus on all the bad shit because that's all we ever see on our screens. But, you know, we say it here on the show, too. There's a lot of things going on. No matter how much we want to be pissed off at the world, there's a lot of things that go on this planet that is some good shit, that is humbling, and it's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful to watch. But, you know, it don't sell. That's it. It don't sell. Motivation don't sell. And empowerment doesn't sell because people benefit from being fucking broken, right? Drives me crazy. So then they start getting older. They retire. They have the retirement parties. They watch their kids grow up. They watch their kids move out. They watch their kids having kids. They celebrated becoming a grandparent for the first time. And then as life progresses, life beats you up. You have bruises, you have sores, health conditions, heart conditions, head conditions, mind conditions. And we begin to feel the struggles of age. We start to feel the breakdown in our body. And it gets to the point to where we break down to that point, to the point of we are now dependent on the same people we raised, on the same grandchildren we watched birth, um, and become, because, people go on with their lives, right? It can make you angry, but you can't be that much of a fool to understand that, sometimes people, they get into it. And that's what I want my kids to do when they go out in the world. I want them to take the world on, man. Man. And if I got to just watch from the bleachers, I'm watching from the bleachers, and however they need to do it, I will support it. It wasn't easy for me leaving my family to come down to Texas. But they get it and they understand it. They appreciate it. I miss them. And then that whole story of that whole existence, everything, all of it, it goes into a room in this building with doctors and a couple nurses, some shit food, and, somebody there to make sure you're getting your prescriptions every day. And every once in a while, maybe Sunday afternoons, maybe a son will show up, or a daughter, maybe your wife, or maybe you're laying there thinking about the person you loved for 50 years that you had to bury a couple years ago. And now your life is literally being finished off in a room, and or in a chair, in a group area, so you can maybe play cards with somebody. That's it. And you go into these nursing homes and you just think of, what do they think when they're sitting there looking into wherever they're looking? What stories are they thinking of? Have they made peace with their God, right? Are they ready? Do they sit there, and is that just a preparation place for death? There's people that have been in nursing homes for 2 years that haven't seen their family since their family put them in the nursing home. And then there's some people in nursing homes that see their family every single day. It's a tough situation, but it's heartbreaking to me. And there again, that's just one of those things about life. It's so quick. It's such a vicious circle. We see 4 seasons. Well, not down here in Texas, but we see new life. We see new life die. It goes dark for a bit, and then it's rebirth. And those are seasons. And in every element of life, that's how it happens. That's how it happens. And it's necessity. It's part of what our journey is supposed to be. But there's different conclusions to that journey. And those conclusions are based off of the opportunities given to you in your life. Did you look those opportunities in the eyes? Did you attack those opportunities when you went and did some really stupid shit? How did you learn from that? What did you do to change it? Did you keep doing it? Were you a bad, evil person? Did you hurt innocent people? Did you kill valuable life? And I think at Judgment Day, I think a lot of that determines the direction we go. Like I said, I know for the show, again, theatrical entertainment, I push certain buttons in regards to talks like that. But, from a real note, I appreciate everybody's belief system. I grew up in a Christian family, a Catholic family. I got, I believe in what most of you believe in, but I question everything. But if there is somebody that does make a determination for you when you take your last breath, whoever it may be, are you prepared to stand there humbly and be confident with them accepting you? And are you be able to look back at your family that's still living and know that you may be gone physically, but they know damn well that you love them? Can you confidently in your life right now say yes? Interesting question. It's 7:02. Jamie, there was supposed to be no show tonight, and I was supposed to only come on for, 5 minutes an hour ago. Holy shit, it's 49 minutes since I've been doing this? I was coming on to say that the show was canceled. So this isn't a show. We canceled the show on the networks. Whatever show played yesterday on iHeart is playing tonight. Ron is busy as shit. Plus, we got this dumbass, weather situation going on over here. So it has been very nice, Rocky. Rocky, you are giving me chills. What's up, Miss Linda? Hey, that's what I do. Magic with the K. You know what I'm saying? Come on. But think about it. Linda, let me use you as an example. The most beautiful thing we have that exists on this planet, and I watch it every day. My life is observation. And I think sometimes that's why I just don't give a shit. And I say the things that I say, and I say it recklessly a lot, is because through observation and looking at the world, I don't want to be that. And I really don't care if that judges me. I mean, that's how irrelevant it is to me. And the empowerment behind that is untouchable. And then you learn through observation, you learn different things about yourself, your character, who you are, what you represent, how you react towards how you see other people, right? Because we have people, I manage a lot of people. And every single person has their own personality. And you just see that everybody's their own thing. It's weird. You observe it. But the most beautiful thing that we have through all the personalities and all the disagreements and everything is the one thing commonly speaking is love, right? And I'm not going off whoop whoop. I'm just saying it's a beautiful, powerful thing. I joke around when I watch The Notebook. But The Notebook, looking deep and true into the meaning of that representation, what he did for his wife when, she started slipping, there is no greater testament of why we deserve to be here than that, right? That's why we deserve to be here. We don't deserve this planet when you watch TV. We don't deserve it when it comes to our greedy ass, selfish ways as a species. But let's not forget, we're animals, right? Not justifying it, but let's not forget that we ain't that special. We're no different than the dog in your house. We're no different than the cat in your house or the cattle out, grazing. We just have a different level of intelligence. That's it. And we're able to use our intelligence to benefit the way we live life. So we will always be animalistic in our ways. Ain't going to change that. And that's why we'll always have the issues and the arguments and the separation in society. It's because all animals think differently. We have predators and we have prey. But when you look at somebody, speaking of animals, like Linda, what? No. Linda's not, well, she is an animal, but okay. So Linda had a dog, right? Oh, yes, you're welcome. Beautiful dog, Trisket. And it was weird because, Linda unfortunately lost Trisket. And she got a hold of me and asked me to make, a tumbler for her with Trisket on it. And they're sending me pictures. And I'm sitting up here, right here where I'm at right now. And I'm looking at these pictures and I'm going through and just trying to come up with ideas and clean stuff up. And it's weird because it's like you become connected with it. It's like you become connected with that animal. Or, you can feel the love either in that animal's eyes, or you can feel the love from the person that misses Trisket so much that it's that important that when you look at that picture, you feel that emotion. But when I was done with that, I actually felt like I knew Trisket. I really did. So it's honoring and humbling to be part of that. But my point is that something is what we would call as simple as a dog, the impact that it has on our lives. Why, right? The dog forgives you for everything. The dog is loyal to you. The dog loves you, and the dog is there for you whenever you need it. And I think when it comes to friendship and spouses, that's what we're looking for. We can get it from one animal, we can get it from another. So it's interesting. I did one too with this one lady I know, Shania, and I call her Shanae. And I said, Nay, what up, girl? Nay, come on, girl, what's up? And her sister died and her dad died. And it's weird because half her family's Muslim and the other half of her family is Christian. And so she wanted me to make a cup, and she wanted me to represent Christianity for her sister, and then she wanted me to represent something Islamic for her dad. And and that's an interesting story right there. She told me a very interesting story about his path and journey. And we talked really deep about some of that stuff. And I appreciate people like her that can have those conversations, because to society, it's a really sensitive thing. So she sent me pictures. She sent me a family picture of her family and her mom and the people still alive. And then she sent me a picture of her dad and her sister. And so I'm working on it here on Photoshop, and I'm just moving things around, and I'm trying to just adjust tones and, just doing all this stuff. And I'm no Scotty Roberts by any stretch of the imagination, but I damn well guarantee you, man, I'm into it. I'm feeling it. I may not be able to put it down the way that my soul wants it to, but, and it's weird because it kind of the same thing happened there too. It's you're looking at these faces, and these faces were looking at the camera when the camera was taking the picture. So they're looking at you right in the eye, and then it's like confusion on what am I picking up? Am I just being empathetic? Am I feeling the emotion from the people still living? Or am I making a spiritual connection with the two people that I'm putting on the cup? Whoops, son of a bitch, on my way. Am I making that connection with the people I'm putting on the cup? Because I sit here almost in a meditative state, glaring into that picture for sometimes 2 hours, 3 hours. Yeah, I know. It's what I do, right? For those kind of cups, that's cool. I don't know, man. It's weird for me to explain. Then I'll sit there for 4 freaking weeks every day trying to dissect that, right? Why am I telling all these stories? You guys cool? You guys cool if I just kind of bullshit a little bit? Because I love you. I've been to treatment, I think, 7 times. I'm going to talk about paralysis for a minute. Because dissecting the mind, right? So I'm actually segueing. Maybe I didn't do it appropriately. Not a show. I was only supposed to be here for 5-10 minutes. Let everybody know at 6 o'clock there ain't no show, bitches. But there is now. I mean, not a show, but I'm going to tell you the story. I was going through the detox stage. And like I said, this was like my 2nd or 3rd time in. I can't remember which time it was. And so I was going through, if anybody's ever detoxed before, you kind of know, like the pin feeling, the nausea, you're freaking cold because your body is drenched. So you can't cover up in a blanket because you soak your blankets. And then all of a sudden your sweat turns cold, and then you become colder. So then you got to take the blankets off, change the sheets, then maybe go take a shower. And then everything's okay for about 4 minutes. And then you lay back down and the same shit, right? And it's painful and it's hard. It sucks. That's right. So it was the 2nd night I think I was there, and I'm laying in the hospital bed, and I will never, I can still smell the room. I could still, everything is just weird. And I'm talking about paralysis right now. Now, however you want to go with it after that, that is totally cool with you. Totally cool with me. But I woke up or whatever, okay? But I was completely, to me, for my experience, 100% conscious, right? Okay, so I was laying there, I was watching TV, and all of a sudden, it's just like everything just changed in a second. So obviously, I must have fell asleep, didn't realize I fell asleep, and then woke up in a paralysis state. But it just seemed like I did this. Boom, boom, just quick close, quick open, and then I was there. That's how quick it was. But when I opened my eyes, that's all I could control. My head, my body, my legs, my hands, everything. I literally, like, I was separated from it. Like, I was disconnected. Like, it was just my head laying there, or I was playing a freaking video game, turning my eyes on where to look. So when I was awake, I had the TV on. There's a little light on in the room because I just, I need a light on in the freaking room. And then, you can see underneath the door in the hallway, people walking by, nurses and all that shit. And then I said, boom, boop, right? And when I went out and opened my eyes, the room was completely freaking black, dark, okay, like nothing. And the lights in the hallway of the hospital went completely dark. And then I heard creatures up in the shit. Not even lying. I heard creatures. I could hear things on 4 legs or whatever, okay, on all 4s. I can hear them running on the walls. You know what I mean? And it's like weird because I explain it and I never seen one, but I can almost describe it. It's the weirdest thing, you know, because they weren't big. They were these small little creatures. And you heard them everywhere, and you can hear them scratching underneath my door. You like they were trying to get in and scratching, and like you could see the shadows of their fingers at the base of the door. I witnessed all of this when I went into that paralysis state. And when I was watching this and hearing it, I felt the real terror of the emotion. I felt the real terror that I was in this location that was being attacked, freaking infested by these creatures, non-human creatures, little freaking demon shits, right? And I'm sitting there. I'm doing everything I could to try to scream. I'm doing everything I can to try to pick my head up. It's like I was conscious and I knew I was in this altered state. I was trying to snap myself out of it. It was the weirdest shit I've ever experienced in my whole damn life. Not even lying. The weirdest shit I've ever experienced. And I fought and I fought and I fought and I seen this whole thing play out in front of me. I saw it all, everything. And then all of a sudden I was up and I was in a state of terror. I was in a complete state of terror. Now, were the demons I was seeing a reflection emotionally attached to me, an emotion attached to me from an experience, and that's how I subconsciously produced it? You know what I mean? Could I have been put into a state, an altered state so deep that I actually did see maybe a parallel, an existence that is literally right next to us? Because I always say this shit. If you believe in this, anytime I go to a hospital or anytime I'd go into a treatment center, for whatever reason it was, and you're aware of energy, I feel that those areas are just, maybe it was from that experience, I don't know, but that's how I visualize it, because people are spiritually broken, they're emotionally broken, they're heartbroken, they're mentally broken, they're spiritually broken, and they're the most vulnerable. And like these things just claw on, you know? They claw on, they need you to stay in that state, right? You go up to Mineral Wells, and at Mineral Wells, apparently, I don't know a lot about Mineral Wells, but apparently the methamphetamines is a very common thing. All right? It's a big thing up there, I guess. Again, it's just what I was told. Never researched it, don't give a shit, really. And of course, you have the Haunted Hill House there. And then you have the hotel. Can't remember the name of the hotel right now. Super ass haunted. And I'm willing to bet, just because, could be Audrey. It could be. With the Haunted Hill House and the hotel, and the chances are a multitude of locations in that area, or just the area itself, is haunted, on top of the Native American history. And on top of the fact that all these people from all around the world went to Mineral Wells to drink that water. I can't remember what the condition was. Ron can tell people what it was. I'll ask him on one of the tomorrow show. There's a condition, a psychological condition. This is how it started. And this lady drank this water, and the water had, I don't know why I want to say lithium. It might be. I don't know. I have no idea. Probably way off. But whatever was in the water was exactly the medication she would get if she was alive today to cure that ailment that she had. So she drank this water and she got fixed. She was cured. That literally went globally. And you had people from around the world. They said that whole area, everywhere, was nothing but tents around the hotel. The owner of the hotel went and shut off all the valves to any water that they were distributing. So that way he had all the water to himself, and he made a effing fortune. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people died. They had to build a hospital, not to treat the sick. They had to build a hospital to have a location for people to go to die. That's what happened. So the reason I say all that, and the reason I bring all that up, is because this. When you go drive around Mineral Wells right now, anybody's ever been in inner city, anybody's ever been to a crack house or and some really rough areas, it's different. People are different. They act different. They react different. They live different. They eat different. You see them differently. And I'm not saying that in societal terms. When you go up into Mineral Wells and you drive around on a Friday night at like 10, 11 o'clock, you see a lot of people that are very sick, high sick, or high as F, high as hell, or detoxing. Yeah, so you see there's a whole like existence of people in that town that are meth heads or crackheads, right? And you see it and you can feel it. And so when you think about the hauntings in that area, when you think about all the people that died that were living in a tent somewhere on a property somewhere so they can try to get to that hotel and drink some of this damn ass water and take a bath in it because they thought it was going to save their ass. All these people that died, so all that energy is just there, whether it's intelligent or not, all that energy is stuck there, it's imprinted there, it's there. And how much does that? Because if you've ever gone to a super haunted house where people live, people are sick, they're broken, they're miserable, they argue with each other all the time, they have relationship issues, there's just a lot of things going on. And so could that impact, just like maybe in Gettysburg, right? Could that impact up in Mineral Wells energetically be so powerful still? Or there's intelligent people there that because they didn't finish and do things right in their life, when it was time for somebody to make a choice on what to do with them when they transition, they said, you're going to keep your ass there for a couple 100 years. Go walk those streets and you're trapped there. Could intelligent energies be roaming all over the place in a place like Mineral Wells and actually affecting the psychological factor of people living and putting them in a state to where they go use and abuse? Because the more high you are and the more addicted you are, the more your body is broken spiritually. And you're disconnected with what you truly are supposed to represent, right? And that way, they can just leech off you. It's just like having a bunch of leeches on you all the time, just sucking the life out of you real slow and just making you functionable enough to get through life and go get high again. I think that big time. I think that in towns like Mineral Wells, I think that when I go into treatment centers, because you ever notice people that are psychologically strong could walk into certain spiritual situations and completely be on the offensive the whole time and never have that bad thing happen to them because of their spiritual strength or their faith in God. People that are truly faithful to God, people that are truly faithful to Jesus, pray to the Mother Mary, people that are truly walk into a location with the rosary. If they believe in that much, then that truly will protect them. No different than when I gave the lady the bottle of aspirin with crystals in it. She believed so much in those crystals in an aspirin effing bottle that she believed it so much that it created and made reality for her, or it spiritually protected her. You got a whole town full of high people, that's a lot of blood to suck. That's all I'm saying. So that's it. That's all I got, man. I was supposed to only do this shit for 5 minutes. Not a show at all. I was just going to let everybody know that we got to cancel. We got weather situations. Ryan's balls to the wall. And so I was just taking advantage of some opportunities to do a little Photoshop work for some puppies. And I told Lisa, I told her an hour and 10 minutes ago, I said, I'm going to go up, do a quick stream real quick and then work on the show or work on that Photoshop. And here I am, 7:22 at night. I think it was all right, though. I think we had a good conversation. What's my opinion on crystals? 210 Records, ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting from an undisclosed location. I like crystals. I really do. I like crystals. There again, it's the intent of the use, right? I mean, if you have crystals and you're a crystal healer and you believe that your working with crystals are truly healing people, then the intent alone could probably make people heal. Rocky, my son and I will never be able to thank you enough for what you did for us. Girl, shit, we're just beginning. We all got each other's back. That's why I love you guys so much. A lot of you guys have been with my ass for a very long time and seen me go through a lot of different phases in this industry. And you've been along for a kind of a wild journey, man. A lot of cool shit. Seen a lot of very important times in my life. You know, I mean, when 10 years ago you were dying on your deathbed from taking too many medications, and somehow you figure your shit out, and now here we are in freaking Texas. And I got a wife who has one of the sexiest asses on the planet. Come on, girl. Come on. That sexy ass over here. Oh, yeah. What's going on?
What's going on?
There's my girl. Yeah, I told everybody I was supposed to just come on an hour and 15 minutes ago. I said I was just telling Lisa that I'm going to go do a quick 5-minute live stream. And, yeah. And here we are.
I came up to peek on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please give it up for my baby girl. So let me ask you a question. Do you think,
This can never, ever be
do
good.
you, no, for real, complete serious question. Do you think that the living, forgiving somebody who's dead, whose spirit will not leave because of the guilt of what was done, could help that spirit automatically transition if they were forgiven?
I don't know. I'm not going to go there because I can go off of my own personal feelings or.
Forgiveness
Another
is a
thing.
hard thing, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you're still mad at me for shit I did 15 years ago, and I'm okay with that. 'Cause
Yeah,
look-
I'm not.
But you're still here because I'm sexy as
And
shit.
You're barely here. You're barely here.
What? Look at my nose. It looks
I have
crooked.
not decided yet if I'm ready to,
You're
put
gonna
the
hang
pillow
out.
over your face.
You're gonna hang out with me in spirit a little bit. Once
What
we're
are
in
you talking
spirit,
about?
we'll
Dude,
fly
no.
around. We'll
You
go
know,
poke people in the butthole while
No.
they're sleeping.
death do us part.
Hell no, girl. I'm coming to find you. I'm gonna whip your spirit boyfriend's ass as soon as I see
I
him.
don't want no boyfriend.
In spirit, you may. I mean, it may be a whole new experience.
No, dude. I don't. I don't want another man.
Yeah, because there ain't no man can match up to this motherfucker right here. Come on, all this. What? Check it out. I mean, I know you're probably completely turned on right now just being right here. I'm just. She's like, I didn't get together with you for your looks. Oh, really?
You didn't. You made me laugh.
I made you laugh.
I needed that.
Oh my God. She says, Thomas says, oh my God, her face and her shaking her head. Priceless. You know, Thomas, we were talking, I think it was 2 years ago, where we're going to have a camera crew come in for like a week and just film our life. Literally. Just like, we're not going to change.
We were not going to do
anything.
anything. You had this bright idea. You always have such fabulous ideas. And yeah, that was not going to happen.
But it would be glorious. You guys could watch my shit get yelled at all day long. All
It's
day.
all night.
Whatever.
Oh my God, you're older than me. How do you not know that song?
Because I don't like it. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Hmm?
Don't do that.
All right. I'm going to hang up. I love you guys. I
No, you're not.
appreciate
You
Oh.
just stay talking.
Babe, I've been going for an hour and 13 minutes.
And this is something new with your lips?
I got kind of deep on some shit, though, man. I was saying some big words. You'd be so proud of me. I said like 3 big words, dropped only 1 F-bomb.
Did you forget anything?
What?
I don't know.
No.
I know you tend to forget things.
I went off on tangents that I can't remember. But if we did do, what up, Leslie? If we did do and had a crew here in our life just for 7 days, arguments, you yelling at me, the dog's
so
pooping
full of
on the
poop.
dog's pooping
Oh,
on
no,
the
that would be
carpet,
me yelling at the animals.
the cat throwing up,
cat puking all the time. But she
the
is
bird
old.
screaming every time we eat because it wants a little bit of our steak. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I don't yell at you. You're such a liar.
I wasn't talking about you yelling at me. I'm talking about
You
the
get
bird.
scolded, but you don't get yelled
Oh,
at.
I get scolded.
The only time you get yelled at is when you.
How many times today did I get scolded? Anytime? I get scolded today? I don't
No.
think so. I think I was a good boy today. Mm-hmm. What's up?
Perv, but you were
Yes, I
gentle.
was a perv. Thank you very much. That's what I do. That's what I do. You're welcome.
What is that?
That I was showing a video of when we got the EVP of where it's at Grandpa.
Mm.
So All right, kids. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with the meatball. This was not a show.
Dude, it's just a leg.
No, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be back with Brother Phillips. I don't care. It's supposed to be worse tomorrow. I just want to let everybody know it's supposed to be worse tomorrow. So don't think that we're not challenged with some things, but we got to do another show. We got to get it in. We got a shit ton going on with Odyssey. We're starting to put shows on the calendar. We haven't launched the site yet. We just wanted to get some shows into the rotation. We're talking to a shit ton of people and just kind of working in all the details on the back end. So this is going to be a work in progress for a little bit, but I'm going to guarantee it's going to be one hell of a ride. We do have a mobile app. We got one. You just go to your Apple iTunes store and search Odyssey Radio. It's the old logo, but when you open it up, all of our stuff is in there. So you guys will start hearing shows getting added to the stream. Are you flirting with me on the air and running your fingers over my lips?
No.
That's what we do.
No, I was gonna say Linda. True,
Linda,
4.
what?
Actually 6, because he really counts as 3. And Leslie, yes,
What did Leslie say?
yes.
What'd she say? Where's she at? Lisa? Does he act like his mom is?
Oh, you should see him sometimes. He throws a total meltdown. And you know what? The only way that he really knows how to irritate me is he has to laugh.
It's
He
my
has to laugh
defensive
at me.
mechanism.
Yeah. Then I know that I triggered him.
Yeah, just like I'll be at a bar and somebody will be like, "What are you looking at, punk?" And I'll be like, "And what, bruh?"
No, you're not like that, bro. No. Andy does too.
We don't know what else to do, Leslie, because you guys use big words and shit. All right. I mean, we're just wondering why, turtles can't get off from being on their back. That's the shit we think of when we're driving down the highway. We're thinking about what it's like being a fish and you see a nice juicy worm, you're freaking hungry. It's been a long day in the lake, got stuck in some weeds. And you go grab this worm because you're super hungry. You bite it, and all of a sudden your face gets ripped off, and you get pulled out of the water and have no idea what happened. Half an hour later you're being eaten.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I was feeling that whole thing.
I don't even know where you were at.
Me neither, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, dude.
I'm saying, wouldn't it suck to be a fish and just to go eat a worm steak and get pulled out of the water with a hook in your mouth? That would suck. We out.
Baby, you got issues.
I got issues. You damn right. You're damn right I do. And I'm proud of them. I love you guys. I appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for talking shit about the meatball. See, she walks in and right away, boom, I'm out.
What do you mean you're out?
I like out of the conversation because you guys are all, I know, but he counts as like 3 kids, so technically I got 6. Does he laugh when you gets yelled at? What? Somebody talking shit?
No. But you know what? It's true. It's true.
Austin Van Damn, my brother. I heard, dude. I heard. See, the meatball knows people. They call me right away. I know what's going on up in your neck of the woods. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations. Got out. Proud of you. All right, I'm out. Love you, kids.
Love you.
Talk to y'all later. I'm going to go take a bath. You come with? Okay.